Hello, Washington Hospitality Association members, and welcome to the first week of the 2023 legislative session. I'm Julia Gorton, your Director of State Government Affairs. And before we dive into the legislative review for the week, a quick reminder, Hill Climb 2023 will start on Monday, January 30th and continue throughout that week. This is our annual event where the Government Affairs team will give you detailed update on the key issues we're working on for you this session, and we'll talk about the importance of lending your voice to the legislative process. We have a great government affairs team that represents your interests with lawmakers, but a key ingredient to our success is when Washington Hospitality members connect with their elected officials and share their stories. So please go to hospitalityhillclimb.org today to learn more about the event and to register for Hill Climb 2023. First up, our team is closely monitoring daily bill introductions for any California-style FAST Act proposals so that we can quickly engage if needed. As background, the California legislature passed and the governor signed into law the FAST Act, which creates an unelected group of regulators to set minimum wage and workplace regulations only in the quick service industry. The law in California allows the group of unelected regulators to require a minimum wage only for quick service employees of up to $22 an hour, with the ability to adjust annually and increase for inflation. More than 1 million voters have already signaled their opposition to this law by signing their approval for a referendum, which will appear on the November 2024 ballot in California. Until then, we'll be working to ensure a similar policy does not gain traction here in Washington. Our team is monitoring and working on several alcohol bills this session. One of our highest priorities, making permanent the current ability that allows establishments to sell alcohol to-go products. Currently, that allowance is scheduled to expire on July 1. Part of the bill is to create a better liability structure for compliance with state liquor laws and regulating when working with third-party delivery companies by creating a license for those businesses and requiring mass training for drivers. The second bill to make you aware of this week is Senate Bill 5002, which proposes to lower the BAC threshold from the national standard of 0.08 to 0.05. We will be opposing this bill on behalf of the industry. Both licensees and employees are liable for overservice, and training just simply doesn't exist to recognize intoxication at 0.05 levels. We are requesting you click on the link in the description below to ask your lawmakers to oppose this bill. And lastly, our second priority for the government affairs team this year will be working with lawmakers to increase state tourism marketing investments. Washington only spends about $1.5 million a year on tourism promotion, while neighboring states like Idaho spend $8 million. Oregon spends $49 million, and California spends $133 million a year. Tourism and leisure travel will be vitally important for the hospitality industry on our road to recovery. House Bill 1258 was introduced to increase state spending in tourism and has already been scheduled for a hearing next week. We are also asking you to click the link in the description below to show your support for this bill. That's all for this week. Thank you for your membership and your continued interest in public policy, and we'll see you next week for another update.